or MasterCards. If you pay here in person when you come and get the kit, same type of payments, but we also take cash, just no checks. So feel free and call us for any information. Normally, your practical part of the exam is after your written. So the practical time, it's pretty much 1:15 in the afternoon. Please check your written time because that might be 8 o'clock or 10:15. However, we're open at 5:45 in the morning, so please call us for any information. Okay, when you come and get your kit, we normally go through the kit with you, so in case you have the last minute questions. Once you are in the testing room, each of you are going to be assigned station just like this one. Your manicure table, it's going to be this way. So on the middle of the station, I'm going to have my table this way so that way you can see the kit, but normally you have it in the middle of the station. Your examiner is going to be reading instructions. Make sure you follow those, and that's the whole key for you to get your license the same day. So do not panic, just practice. Everything will be fine. So this is the kit. The kit is very complete. The examiner is going to allow you 15 minutes to set up for your first client. So the kit bag must be on the floor, never on the table. Have it on the table so you can see it as well. So you have to do is just will it. So you're going to use the manicuring table to set up your doll head. And unless she specifies where to set up your supplies for the services, of course, then she tells you to do it on the table. You have no choices. But normally they don't say anything, so as your table is going to be this way, so it'll be easy for you to set on the counter. Remember, the shelves, you cannot use them at all. Anyway, 15 minutes. I'm going to bring my kit back on the floor, on the floor, so that way you can see the way we set up, okay? But so this is going to be on the floor. Hopefully you're going to be able to see me when I leave my manicuring table right here. So you open your kit bag from the floor, and as you open it, you see the trash bag. Make sure you open it and set it on the floor. Make sure it's not going to be on your way, and the label gotta be visible. You can see here it says trash bag. And you also have a soil towels bag. This is one that's always pink and is labeled soil towels. So these two items go on the floor. You never have to be worried about closing those. Those can be open at any time, no problem. So then you have a couple of paper towels right here where your doll head is. So grab those paper towels. So that's one choice because you're going to disinfect your working area. But if you want to be more neat, you have your hand sanitizer right here. So pump it to sanitize your hands like this, okay? So sanitize your hands, and once your hands are sanitized, then you continue. So you grab those paper towels right here. Grab your disinfectant solution. It's labeled Cavicide. So spray your working area, which is going to be right here. And I forgot to mention right here you have a mirror. We remove it because that way you don't see the reflection in front of me. But the mirror is going to be right here. So spray your station and wipe it off with your paper towels. They also keep a book on the corner of the station. Do not move it, do not touch it. So at the same time you spray the station, spray your manicuring table. So then it's okay to use the same paper towels to disinfect both areas. That's okay. Right after your paper towels, of course, go into trash. Cavicide bottle, simply set it in front of the mirror. Get your hand sanitizer bottle and set it right here to sanitize your hands again. Never dry your finger like this, and do not pump so much hand sanitizer because it takes time to dry. Sometimes you're dripping all over the place. Once your hands are sanitized, then you continue. You have your first aid kit, set it somewhere in here. You also have a water bottle, set it right here. Make sure the labels are visible. You have your doll head. The doll head comes in a plastic vessel. So you simply get it out of the plastic bag. Plastic bag is okay to keep it in the same kit bag. So the doll head right here, and tray. Set them on the station. You also have a bag label cleansing, exfoliating, and massaging of the face. So your examiner is going to allow you 15 minutes to drape your client and set up for these 3 services. So those 3 services come in that bag. You also have a container label items to be disinfected. This is part of your universal supplies. Make sure you set them somewhere in here. You also have in your kit bag a bag labeled draping items. So you have 2 headbands. Normally we place a white one and a color one. I just decided to use the white one and save the color one for the client coming up. And I'm going to be needing 2 towels, okay? The rest of the draping items, you keep it into the kit bag and keep the second client items. So simply zip your bag. This bag should be closed all the time. This is your kit bag. Just push it underneath the station. Make sure it's not going to be on your way. Sanitize your hands and then start draping your client. Your examiner will allow you 15 minutes, but after 7 minutes, she'll remind you, telling you how much time you have, okay? So probably less than 7 minutes, you're already done. Start draping your client. So I do recommend you to roll 1 towel like this and set it right here, your tray. So that's to hold the doll head better, stay in place. The second towel, simply use it to cover, pretending this is your model's bed. So set her right here, set the doll head in the middle of the tray. Get your headband and apply. Okay, once you apply it, set your doll head very much this way, and then bring part of the towel to cover the neck. So that's how you drape your client. If you want to set up right here, fine, but I'm going to use the manicuring table so you can see the supplies. So then it's okay to start getting your towel. Okay, you have a towel right here. This one they call extra covering protection. Simply extend it right here. If the towel is good enough to go under the doll heads, it's okay. So you have 2 cotton ones right there. You have bag label steam towel. Simply set it right here. Have a stack of paper towels. Those stack of paper towels, it's okay to set them somewhere here in your working area. Have also tissues. You have plenty of tissues. You do have a bag with 2 pieces of cotton, so might as well get them out of the bag, and I'm going to show you what you need those items for. Empty bag, just trash it, but at any time you trash something, if you detach the trash bag before you continue, sanitize your hands. Now you have an empty container, you have a brush, you have a sponge, and you have your solution bottles here. Make sure those solution bottles labels gotta be visible. So you have exfoliating of the face, you have massaging of the face, you have cleansing of the face, and you do have astringent. So make sure those labels on the bottles are visible. Your examiner needs to know which product you are using, and make sure when you grab the product you're doing the service, make sure you read the label so that way you are using the right product. This empty bag, trash. So again, if you touch the trash bag before you continue, sanitize your hands. If you did set up the way I did on the manicuring table, so once you complete you doing your setup, you must bring your hand sanitizer to your working area. But of course, if you did set up right here, you have plenty of room, okay? So once you're done this part, 15 minutes, which is a lot of time, the examiner tells you whenever you're done, you simply step back indicating you're done, okay? So now she's gonna allow you 10 minutes to show the service cleansing of the face. When she asks you may begin, first thing you do is sanitize your hands and then get the cleansing cream bottle. Bottles they open, all bottles open this way. So twist to open, squeeze a small amount of cream on your hand and do not forget to close it. Never touch the tip of the bottle. Return it back in here and now start applying the cleansing of the face around eyes. You don't need to apply too much. Actually, I did got so much. So just apply it around the eyes. You got too much, just apply it on your hands and kind of go like this. Then grab a couple of tissues. Have plenty of tissues right here, so wrap a tissue on each hand and then start removing the makeup from eyes. So very gentle, simply go out, in, okay? Once you're done, of course, these tissues go into trash. Again, if you touch the trash bag, you do sanitize your hands before you continue. You didn't, you don't have to. So then you get more cleansing cream. Squeeze very small amount this time on your hand because you're going to use it to clean or remove the makeup from lips. So just apply a little bit like this, okay? And then grab a couple of more tissues and remove the makeup from lips. So just tissues go like this, okay? And again, same way as you did remove the makeup from eyes, you do lips, out, in, tissues, of course, trash, okay? Then you continue removing the rest of the makeup. Squeeze a little bit more cream on hand, okay? Close your bottle, set it back in there, and this time this cleansing cream, you're gonna apply it on all the face except eyes and lips. You already removed the makeup from there. You just blend it in, okay? And then you remove the makeup from face. Okay, same tissues, wrap system, of course clean ones, okay? And then you remove the rest of the makeup. Just do it in a gentle way. There's no makeup, all you need to show is the steps. So it's simple. Once you're done, of course, tissues trash. Then you get a piece of cotton, open your astringent bottle and squeeze a small amount of astringent. Don't forget to close your bottles, return them back in here, and again, make sure labels are visible for her. And then start applying astringent. Just dot it, do not rub it in, stay away from eyes and lips. You're done. Sanitize your hands and step back. That takes care of the cleansing of the face, okay? If you want to get rid of the cleansing cream, that's fine. If not, just keep it there, okay? There, she asked you to set up for these 3 services, okay? So now she's gonna give you 10 minutes to do the exfoliating of the face. When she asks you may begin, first thing you do, sanitize your hands. You do have a container here, empty container. Open your exfoliating product and squeeze a small amount into this container. You don't need that much, however, you need to show them you're applying the product. Then get the sponge and start applying the product. It's good to keep track and make sure where you start, where you finish. You need to apply it on the entire face. And as you're using now, you transfer the product into a disposable container. It's okay to double dip. Okay, that's why I transfer it into this container. The requirements are for you to use one item to apply the product and then use another item to exfoliate the skin. So my container, my sponge, trash. Then get the brush and start exfoliating the skin. Just go very gentle this way, okay, very gentle, okay. And the between the nose and upper lip, just be careful. Just go over here, again, stay away from eyes and lips. Once you're done, the brush is not disposable item. So it's okay to return it back on your working area. The rule is very simple. Non-disposable items, it's okay to use them and return it back on your working area. When you're done, that's when you clean up. Disposable items are one use only. Those you can never return it back on your working area, use them, you trash them. So non-disposable item goes back on your working area. Then you do sanitize your hands, but this time all the way down here to your wrist. Make sure you're not wearing watches or bracelets. Once your hands are sanitized all the way down here to your wrist, then you get the steam towel out of the bag. This towel, we're going to give it to you wet already. So mine is wet already. The empty bag, simply trash it. And now test the temperature of the towel at your wrist, just like this. And then use it to remove the exfoliating product. Okay, just in a gentle way. Okay, remember you're going to be working only on face. Okay, once you remove the exfoliating product, of course your towel goes into your soil towels bag, place it back on the floor, sanitize your hands, and now only if you notice the skin is kind of not completely dry, still kind of wet, so that's when you use this cotton rounds to dry it. If you don't have to, just ignore them at the end you trash them. Remember, disposable items, you never save them, even though you never use them. So I use them, so those are trash. Sanitize your hands and step back. That completes the exfoliating of the face. Now she's gonna give you 10 minutes to show the massaging of the face. Of course, you do sanitize your hands and then look for the massage cream. So you have the massage cream right here. Open it, squeeze small amount on hand, close your bottle. Don't forget to close your bottle, set it back in there, and now start applying the massage cream. Just dot it, dot it, dot it, and then you start blend it in and start showing manipulations. 10 minutes, or try to spend maybe at least couple of minutes doing manipulations. Remember, you're going to be working on face only. So you need to show them effleurage, pétrissage, tapotement, and friction. So do those manipulations the way you've been trained in school. I do suggest, in case you forgot whichever ones are those, do all the ones you remember. Those are the basics, so most likely those manipulations you show, the 4 of the ask you are going to be in there. Okay, so I'm going to show you my way. Of course, you do your way. I'm going to start with the effleurage. Okay, just keep your movements. Okay, and do not lose contact. Okay, you want to go back at least couple of times here. You want to do the checks, this way right here. That's okay. You want to do what is that? Effleurage. You want to do pétrissage. It's okay to put your hands right here and then start doing pétrissage right here. Pétrissage, pétrissage, pétrissage. Okay. It's okay to go back here and then go on the eyes just like this. Any way you've been trained in school, that's okay. So that's pétrissage, effleurage, pétrissage. Then tapotement, then just go very much like circles right here, circles right here, circles right here. And it's okay to go on the entire face as well, because some of these movements are not only for face, but use more movements actually for the body. Some in your book says for arms and different types of the body. Okay, so do the way you've been trained in school. Okay, so this is just a simple way to do it. Okay, then the last step you do, actually, if you only show the 4, it's pétrissage. So pétrissage, you just go like this. It's like a this way. Okay, and that's when you lose contact. You can lose contact on the forehead, or you can lose contact on the chin. Either way, okay. So once you're done, you get a couple of tissues. So that's when you remove the massage cream, okay? And just in a gentle way, remove the massage cream. Sanitize your hands, and that's it. That takes care of your first client. Cleansing of the face, exfoliating of the face, and massaging of the face. Once you're done, your examiner is going to give you another 15 minutes to clean up and set up for the client coming up. So remember, for this client, you need to disinfect your working area and also disinfect your universal supplies. So any remaining of tissues, simply trash them. You cannot save them. Have an extra piece of cotton, trash it. You cannot save them. The brush, the bottles, make sure you close them all well. The product, you cannot be contaminated, so that's why you never touch the tip of the bottle. But the bottles are contaminated, so that's why you simply drop them all into the container items to be disinfected. Sanitize your hands, and then start undraping your client. So hand sanitizer, I'm going to move it right here. So you're going to be using the same doll head, but pretend this is a different client. I'm going to set my doll head somewhere in here in order to clean up in here. So your towels, your headband, simply place them into your soil towels bag. Okay? Then a couple of ways to move things around and disinfect your working area for the client coming up. I'm going to sanitize my hands, okay, and I'm going to transfer all my items here. So my doll head, it's okay to put it right here if you want to. Your items to be disinfected, your first aid kit, your water bottle, okay, and your hand sanitizer. I'm going to keep using these paper towels right here for my client coming up. So in order to do so, I'm going to extend one of those somewhere in here and use them to for the client coming up, but you need to keep them clean. So extend one of those somewhere in there and get a paper towel from there, and now start disinfecting this area right here. So spray it, use your paper towel to dry it, okay? And it's okay to spray a little bit more the paper towel and use it to disinfect this small room right here. Remember, they have a book right there. Do not touch it, do not touch it, do not move it. Paper towel, trash, cover side bottle goes in front of the mirror. Sanitize your hands again, and now transfer your paper towels back in here, okay? Grab your cover side bottle and spray this towel. And now this towel, you use it to disinfect this bottle right here. I'm going to spray a little bit more my paper towel. And now this paper towel, I'm going to be using to disinfect my bottles in order to transfer back in here. You need to disinfect all your universal supplies. So water bottle, hand sanitizer, first aid kit, simply transfer those back in here. Okay, you need to also wipe off your items to be disinfected. Okay, return it back in here. Okay, place it somewhere in here. Okay, so I'm gonna spray a little bit more my paper towel. Okay, and now I'm going to use it to disinfect my manicuring table, and at the same time this little tray right here. It's just on the bottom part. Okay, of course my paper towel trash. Then you do sanitize hands again, and now you go into your this cover side bottle, set it back in here. Once you sanitize your hands again, now you need to go into your kit bag. This time you're gonna bring the second draping items for the second client. So you're gonna need 2 more towels. You're gonna need your headband. You're gonna need your makeup tape, and the second bag, which is labeled second client right here. In that second client bag carries all the services she mentioned when she writes instructions for you. So once you get your bag out, label second client, then you do sanitize your hands and start draping your second client. So same thing as you did with the first client. Roll the towel, set it right here, and use the second towel to cover your model's bed pretended. So set it right here, set your doll head in the middle of the tray, and then get the second headband, which is the color one. So cover the hair, rest it very much like this way. And this client you are about to take care of comes for makeup services, so you need to apply the makeup cape. In case you want to tie it, fine. If not, on the tray it stays good by placing it just like this. Okay, so just apply it. Okay, you want to sanitize your hands now once you drape your client. And again, I do suggest you to set up your tools right here, because remember your manicuring table is going to be on the side, except I'm going to set it right here so you can see the way we have items here, okay? So you have your extra cover and protection towel. Simply get it out of the bag. Extend it right here in case you're going to move the towel underneath the doll head tray. That's okay, because the towel is big enough to cover the table. Okay, and then you have a second stack of paper towels. You do have your makeup. In case you want to keep the makeup on the bag, that's fine. You have a pair of gloves. You have a brush. You have a bag with a lot of cotton rounds, big ones, small ones, sponges. You have also a small baggie for the hair removal of the eyebrows. You have an empty container to transfer the mask product. You have bottles which are labeled post-depilation and antiseptic for the hair removal of the eyebrows. You have 3 more bottles here. One is labeled moisturizer, and the other 2, well, astringent and facial mask. So I'm going to try to organize my items here. I'm going to keep the makeup in the bag in case you want to get it out, that's fine. Anyway, I also have the pencil sharpener right here. The pencil sharpener, it's not listed in the items you're supposed to bring. So please do not try to sharpen the pencils before you use them or after you use them, because then it's going to be hard for you to resharpen. The only reason I have those in there is just in case accidentally the tip of the bottle breaks, so that's when you use it, otherwise ignore it. So this empty bag, of course, trash. Remember, if you touch a trash bag, sanitize your hands before you continue. It happens, I did touch it. So sanitize your hands. And again, if you're doing the setup on your manicuring table, you must bring your hand sanitizer back in here. If you're doing setup on the station or counter, then your hand sanitizer is going to be right here. I'm just keep going organizing my items here. 15 minutes is a lot of time. So I'm going to be doing here, I'm going to get my sponges. I have a couple of them, and I have plenty of cotton balls. I have cotton rounds, small ones, big ones, and I'll also have tissues. This empty bag, again, simply trash it. I didn't touch my trash bag, so I don't have to sanitize my hands. There's a baggie here which carries most of the items for the hair removal of the eyebrows. Might as well start bringing them out. Have an empty container. Have a waxing, simulated waxing container. That one you're going to pretend that's your waxing pot, okay? You have tweezers. Around the tweezers there's a piece of cotton to wrap it around your finger. Pretend that's that's where you're going to place the hairs. Have a container which is labeled product to dry the eyebrows. It's a piece of cotton inside there. Have plenty of spatulas and waxing strips. So again, 15 minutes, it's a lot of time. You probably take at the most 15 minutes. Once you did the setup, then you do sanitize your hands and step back. This service right here you're about to do, it's on time, which is the hair removal of the eyebrows. She's going to come around to each applicant and ask you to show her that service. So sometimes they tell you to get ready. If she tells you to get ready, so that means you probably need to put on gloves before she comes to you. Otherwise, just wait for her. When she comes to you, she's going to ask you to show her twisting procedures. So that's when you do sanitize your hands, okay, and put on gloves. You have your gloves right here. So get them out of the bag. If you want to get them out of the bag while you do the setup, that's okay too. And then start wearing your gloves. So put on gloves. Remember, you have to follow your examiner instructions. Some of them tell you to get ready, so that means you probably need to put on gloves and wait for her. So if you already have gloves on when she comes to you, try to sanitize hands over gloves, okay? So once you sanitize your hands over gloves, she's gonna ask you to show her twisting procedures. So that's when you do get a piece of cotton and apply antiseptic. So just put a small amount of antiseptic on your cotton. Make sure you close your bottle, set it back in there, and then start applying the antiseptic to your model. This cotton goes into trash. Get the cotton, apply it around your finger, and now you start showing her twisting. Doesn't matter where you start twisting, okay, but remember when you pretend to be twisting, just remove those hairs to the same, or pull them to the same direction the hair growth, okay? So she's gonna be here watching you. Probably when you go into the second or third one, she's gonna tell you, now show me waxing procedures. So that means you gotta stop. Remember, non-disposable items, return it back on your working area. So that's your tweezers. The cotton ring, trash it. Get another piece of cotton and apply antiseptic. You need to close pores from the place you remove hairs. So cotton goes into trash. Now as far as waxing, so same thing, apply a small amount of antiseptic on your cotton and move to the opposite side, okay? Apply it, and now this time you need to open the container label product to dry the eyebrows. So instead of powder, they changed the name. They ask you to use absorbent material. So a piece of cotton is okay. My container trash, and after you did apply antiseptic, you dry the area with a piece of cotton. That cotton, of course, trash. Then you open your simulated wax container and use one of the spatulas to get the product and transfer it into your container, okay? Close your waxing pot, set it back in here, and now this spatula you transfer with, to transfer the product with, it's okay to keep using, but I'm gonna trash it, okay? So now you need to test the temperature of the wax at your wrist. So get a small amount of wax, okay, and bring your glove down to this place right here. You need to expose the skin in order to test the temperature of the wax. So this spatula, trash it. If you want to use a tissue or cotton rod to remove the wax, that's fine, or piece of cotton, or even a waxing strip. If not, just ignore it. So now use the second or another spatula. I have plenty of spatulas right there. And now start applying the wax. The wax, the criteria says you need to apply it on the entire eyeline, entire eyebrow line. So from from in out, okay? And it's okay now to double tip. You don't need that much. See, I got a lot and I already covered the whole eyebrow line. So this container and spatula trash. Get a waxing strip and apply it from in out. In out. Just a small, use a small brush like this, and then hold the skin taut and remove it to the opposite side, the hair growth. So the waxing strip, of course, trash. Then you get another piece of cotton, apply antiseptic again, okay? Close your bottle, return it back in there, and then apply it to the area where you did wax. This container trash, the wax, the cotton trash it. Then you need to apply post-depilation solution. Open your bottle, squeeze small amount of solution on your cotton. Remember, don't forget to close your bottles. Apply it right there, and that covers the surface on the waxing. So remove your gloves. Gloves, of course, are trash. Your examiner is going to go check the next person. You sanitize your hands and step back. But also, if you want to get rid of the waxing strips leftovers here, spatula, well, those are trash. And the tweezers, the solution bottle, antiseptic, and post-depilation solution, you might want to grab them and place them into your container items to be disinfected. Sanitize your hands and step back. So that takes care of the hair removal of the eyebrows. As you can see, the exam is simple, but of course you need to practice a little bit in memorizing the steps, okay? After she finished checking everybody else in the room, that's when she's going to give you 10 minutes to show the facial mask. So of course you do sanitize your hands, okay? And that's when you get this container empty. You have your mask products. Remember, it's facial mask. So squeeze a small amount of product into your container. Close your mask product, return it back on your working area, and you use your brush. Use your brush and start applying the mask product. So just apply it in a gentle way. Okay, the product is simple to show, okay? Doesn't matter how you apply it. Of course, you do the way you've been trained in school. So that's the easy way to do it because you've been trained in that school. Remember, you went to school certain amount of hours, so don't change your technique. There's so many ways to apply it. Some people use sponge, which is okay. Some people even use fingers. I use brush, but of course I do supply also sponges in case you want to use those. Those are techniques. Techniques here doesn't count. Procedures count. So procedures, it's applying the mask. It doesn't matter which item you use to apply. As you can see, it can show. Now the brush, the container, of course, trash, you want to kind of be neat. So get a tissue. You have tissues right here, and set your brush on the tissue. You want to sanitize your hands, okay? And then grab a couple of cotton rounds. I forgot to bring my water bottle. Okay, so if you set it, you set up your tools on the table. Don't forget to bring your water bottle. You forgot to bring it, no problem. But if you did set over here on the counter where your water bottle is going to be in there. So use this water bottle to wet couple of cotton rounds right here. Cotton rounds, and now use them to remove the facial mask. So it's easy to remove it because the doll head skin is very easy to manage, okay? So just remove it in a safe way and you're fine. So remove it. So again, like I said, the product shows. So also shows if you leave some on the skin, so make sure you remove it. Wow. So I have my other cotton round to remove the remainings. Just make sure there's nothing on the face, okay? Nothing on the face. So clean face, right? So once you remove the facial mask product, then you do get a piece of cotton and you are gonna apply astringent to close pores. So then remember astringent, just dot it, dot it, dot it, dot it, dot it, okay? Stay away from eyes and lips. Cotton goes into trash. Now open your moisturizer bottle and squeeze small amount of moisturizer on hand. Don't forget to close your bottle. Return it back on your working area. Again, make sure the labels are visible for her. She needs to know which product you are using. So as far as the moisturizer, do not apply too much because after the service you need to apply makeup and you don't need that much stuff on your doll head's face. So it's just once you apply it, you blend it in, okay? Blend it in. You want to sanitize your hands, okay? You want to get rid of the brush, mask product, moisturizer, astringent, and even my wax spot. Eye needs to be disinfected. Sanitize hands. My tissue here, trash, step back. Okay, so that takes care of the facial mask. Now she's gonna give you 20 minutes to complete the makeup service. My water bottle, I'm gonna keep it right here, but most likely I do not need it. If you wanna return it back on your station, if you're working on the station, then we have it already right there. So that's when I do suggest you to sanitize your hands and start doing the setup for the makeup. Makeup, it's so simple as long as you use it like probably the way you do a daylight makeup. I'm seeing a lot of people try to do nighttime. You don't need to do really thick application or bright colors or whatever. It's just light makeup, daytime. So I'm gonna get my tools out of the bag. I have my foundation, I have my powder, I have a couple of mascara brushes, I have plenty of eyeshadow applicators, and those are double side, okay? So it's pretty much pretending you have 8 of those. Have lip liner, eyeliner, have also white brushes here, which those ones I'm going to be using to apply the lip color. That helps. So try to organize your things in order. I have my lip color. It comes in a cream presentation, so it's easy to apply it. You will see. I have my blush, that's powder, and I have my mascara container, my eyeshadow palette, and I also have Q-tips right here, and I have spatula and the metal palette. The metal palette, in case you want to use it, fine. If you want to use disposable applicators, that's okay too. I also include Q-tips and the cotton rod. If you're going to use them, get them out. Otherwise, it's okay to keep it in the bag. If at the end you did not use it, simply trash them. If you're going to use them, just might as well set them on your working area. Sanitize your hands. And as far as applying the foundation, there's so many ways to do it. It's okay to open it and squeeze a small amount on hand, any part of your hand, because the hand is completely sanitized. So I'm going to squeeze a small amount on my hand, okay? And I don't need that much. Don't forget to close your bottle, return it back in there, and use sponge to apply it. Just apply it. I try to kind of put the foundation color that matches the tone of your doll head skin. So The biggest mistake I see here, because when people return the kits, sometimes they apply so much foundation, so much product on their hands or the palette, and then that's not really good because you make a big mess. You know, those colors are very bright, so try to just apply a little bit. So you don't want to struggle when you do touch something. Your hands are full of color, your sponges, your palette. You don't need that much. Based on what we normally use for daytime makeup, you don't need that much, okay? Anyway, once you apply the foundation, in case you want to use the clean side of the sponge to clean the leftover foundation on your skin, that's okay. My hand is clean now. My foundation is being applied. Now you get a piece of cotton to apply the facial powder. Facial powder, you just shake it. If you want to use your trash bag right here and shake it over the trash bag, so that way you don't get anything on the floor. Close your container and kind of mush it, okay? And then apply it. So that's your powder, okay? Powder. And believe it or not, I mean, the camera is far away, you cannot see it, but my doll had started looking very good. And it shows like I did apply the powder, the foundation and powder. So I'm done with the powder. So now I need to apply blush. So for the blush, it's also very bright color. So it's okay to use sponge or use a cotton rod. I'm going to apply with a cotton rod. Just kind of press it down. The product absorbs, the cotton absorbs the product really fast. See, that's good enough for me to apply it on both cheeks. So don't forget to close your container. That's infection control. So I'm going to be careful when I apply the blush, because remember, like I said, it's very bright color. So you just go very gentle like this. Remember, the doll heads are going to be without makeup. So the makeup you're going to be applying right there is going to show. So like I said, do not apply too much. I have more on this side, so I'm going to try to make it even. Okay. All right. If I did apply too much, I'm going to use the clean side of the cotton and kind of remove it. So cotton goes into trash. So I did apply foundation, I applied powder, I applied the blush, and now I'm going to groom the eyebrows. So use one of the mascara brushes and groom the eyebrows. You are not going to paint it, you're just going to groom it. Once you do, of course, the brush is disposable, goes into trash, and now you need to apply eyeshadows. So choose a color from the palette. You normally have a palette with different colors. So I'm gonna, they don't care if you use one eyeshadow, only one color, or two. I'm gonna go with two colors. I'm gonna use the dark one on the bottom part, and I'm gonna use the light one on the top, okay? So, but that's your choice. So what I'm going to be doing here is using disposable applicator, but I'm going to get enough product or eyeshadow in the same applicator, both parts. Close your tray, so that way you do not confuse her. She's not going to think you're double dipping. So get your applicator and just apply it like this, okay? And if you're going to use the same applicator for the other eye, that's okay, it's the same client. So I got enough product on both sides of the applicator. So one side I use it for one eye, and I'm going to use the other one for the other eye, okay? And even though I can use the other part, but I'm not going to because my fingers already touched that part. So I'm going to be trashing that one, and I'm going to use a clean one to get the light shadow. So I'm going to do the same thing like I did for the first client. I'm going to get the product on both sides of the applicator, okay? And once I have a good enough eyeshadow, close your container. Never leave it open. You cannot contaminate that tray. Remember that when you're going to use it for different clients in your work place. So I'm going to apply this one right here. Use the other side to apply it on the other eye. So that takes care of my eyeshadows, okay? Applicator, trash, okay? So now I need to do the eyeliner. So I'm going to get my pencil. So right here, and I forgot to mention, whenever you work on the eyes, close to the eyes, you must do brace, double brace. So I just remember now. Try to also brace when you do the eyeshadows. Just put one hand and control. But in case you forgot, then it's not really a big problem. But now you're going to use it. You're going to use the pencil. Now you must do double brace. So kind of hold the skin tight right here, and also this finger placer right here. So that's when you do brace. So it's okay to do the eyeliner on the bottom or eyelid bottom, and also top, or you want to do only on top, that's okay. But again, do not forget to brace, single or double. In this service, I do suggest you to do double, okay, double brace. So I already applied my eyeliner on one eye, so I'm going to go into the other one, same thing, brace, okay, so brace. Okay, you don't have to do a very good job, okay, it's hard to do it on a doll head model. So as far as the eyeliner, you can do the upper one, you can do the bottom one, or you want to do both, that's up to you. So I already did both. So remember here, you don't have to sharpen the pencil before or after. You just close it, put the cap on back, okay? And now you get the mascara. So open your mascara. The mascara wand is cut off, so we don't have no wand right there. So then you get the mascara brush, okay? Get into the mascara container, and don't forget to close your mascara, okay? Set it back in here, and this is another place where you gotta do double brace. So pretend only you are applying mascara brush, trash. Now you need to do lip liner. So you get the lip liner, and again double brace. So apply the lip liner. So you just kind of line the lips, okay? And remember, it's okay to kind of look around on your doll head. Okay, see the job you're doing it. Make sure again you do double brace, okay? Okay, I did the upper lip, so I'm going to do the bottom one right here. Okay. Just be gentle with the pencils, eyeliner, lip liner. Because if you use too much pressure, remember the doll head skin, it's not soft, it's not like our skin, and then you might break the tip of the pencil. And to sharpen the pencils in there, it's going to be kind of hard for you. So just be gentle, okay? So once I did my lip liner, then I'm going to apply the color. So close the pencil. Now get one of the brushes. These brushes work very well in order to apply the lip color. So get the brush and kind of stir around the container inside there, just like stirring coffee. So I got a good enough product to apply it to my client. Close your container. Set it back in here, and then start filling the lips. Works very well, okay? So it just raise, okay? If you get good enough product to cover both lips, upper and bottom, you don't have to use the other brush. But in case you didn't you didn't grab good enough product, then you have a second brush right there. Simply trash this one and use the other one to get your product. So it's not a perfect makeup because first of all you don't have the time, and plus it's hard to do it on a doll head, but as long as it looks like it's daytime makeup, that's fine. So I'm done with the lip color. So you can see it's very good. So I shows. Now this brush, of course, trash. Then sanitize your hands in case you want to, and start putting things away. Okay. Now remember, if you've been trained to use the palette use it just to put small amount of foundation, and use this spatula to get a small amount of lip color, place it here, and then the rest of the items are, as they are powders, it's better for you to use disposable applicators. If you use the spatula, right after you use it for the product, that one goes into trash. Okay, if you use the palette, then use a piece of paper right here to wipe it a little bit. Of course, our tissue goes into trash, and then start putting things away here. So mascara, lip color, blush, pencils, and my pencil sharpener. I'm going to put all those items into my container items to be disinfected. Sanitize your hands and step back. I also have leftovers here of eyeshadow applicators, leftover of brush lip applicator. So those disposable, you cannot save them. Even though you did not use them, you have them outside, they are contaminated, so you must trash them. And my foundation, my powder, simply put them into the items to be disinfected. Now she's gonna give you 10 minutes to show the blood exposure procedures. Okay, so you do sanitize your hands, okay, and then bring your first aid kit right here. Again, if you're setting up on the counter, then you're okay. So that's where you do things. You don't have to move around things. So you have your pair of gloves. You have your blood exposure bag, so bring it out. You have an alcohol pipette, and you have Band-Aids. You have a lot of more items in the container, so simply make sure you close it, return it back in here. Then you start putting on gloves. So make sure you put on gloves. This time she's gonna mention your model or client has a small cut on the forehead. So make sure you open the blood exposure bag, okay? And make sure the label is visible. She needs to know which items you're using. So once you have your bag open, then you start wearing gloves. So put on gloves. Put on gloves. And now open your alcohol pipette. You have an alcohol pipette right here. Open it. The paper goes into the blood exposure bag, and use the wipe it to wipe off a little bit one part of the forehead. So pretend that the small cut is in there. So the wipe it, of course, goes into trash. Then open your Band-Aid. Open the Band-Aid to protect your model's client. So the paper goes into the blood exposure bag. Okay, paper goes in there. Then open the Band-Aid and apply it on the area your model has a small cut right here. Okay, right there. Okay, of course this paper goes into trash. Remove your gloves. Place them into the blood exposure bag. Close it, do not trash it open. You need to close it and place it into your trash bag. Sanitize your hands and step back. Okay? Now she's gonna allow you 2 minutes to do the setup for the microdermabrasion service. That service is still in your kit bag. I do still have here a lot of cotton rounds, sponges, and tissues. Those, it's okay to keep them in here or trash them. It's up to you. I might need it for the next service, which is for the same client, so I'm going to keep them right here. But in case you want to get rid of those, that's okay, because you have plenty of items in your next service. So again, in order to go into your kit bag, you must sanitize your hands. Open your kit bag and bring that bag, which is labeled microdermabrasion. So 2 minutes to do the setup. So I place my items in there. I'm gonna sanitize my hands, because remember I did touch the kit bag. So in this bag I have the two services. On one side you'll see the microdermabrasion service, and the back side you see the eyelashes. I'm going to keep the eyelashes away, because she's going to give me 2 minutes later. They come in the bag. I have a paper towel right here in case you want to use it. You want to be neat, that's okay. So simply extend it over your working area, okay, and then start placing your items in here. Here you have goggles, you have a pair of gloves, have a medical mask, you have 4 cotton rounds, you have a small container to transfer the degreaser bottle right there. You have a sponge, and you have your hand piece. 2 minutes. Same client, same draping, okay? Just 2 minutes to set up for this service. This empty bag, of course, you trash it. I touch my trash bag, so you must sanitize your hands. After the 2 minutes to set up, she's gonna allow you 10 minutes to do the service. So when she asks you may begin, you do sanitize your hands, okay? And now do remove the Band-Aid, remove the Band-Aid. Remove the Band-Aid, and this one goes into trash. You don't have to worry about it. Trash it, sanitize your hands, and now start applying the degreaser. So get your degreaser, open it, squeeze a small amount of degreaser in your empty container. Small amount, because you're going to use it only for forehead, and you don't have to remember. She's going to tell you where to do the microdermabrasion. So get your degreaser and apply it with a sponge. Apply it with a sponge. Okay, only forehead. Okay, apply it. Sponge and container, of course, trash. Okay, you want to use a cotton round to dry the skin. Okay, that's okay. All right, so that goes into trash. Then you need to get 2 cotton rounds, and I do suggest you to wet them with water. So you need to cover model's eyes. So cover the eyes, okay? You want to sanitize your hands, and now start taking care of yourself. So you need to wear goggles unless you use glasses in the real life, then you don't have to wear goggles, otherwise you must. So put on goggles, also wear the medical mask, so that's to protect yourself, okay? Apply it to cover your mouth and nose, okay? Then wear gloves, okay? Get the gloves out of the baggie, of course empty baggie goes into trash. Then you start wearing your gloves, okay? So put on gloves, Okay, and now you're going to start doing your strokes. Okay, so the hand piece, it's important for you to control the cord. So place it pretty much like this, and now hold the skin taut and do first vertical strokes. So start on one side of the doll head and do your vertical strokes. Just gentle like this. Okay. Okay, and once you do the vertical, then you do the horizontal ones. Just simple. Okay, make sure the cord, hand piece cord, never goes over your model's body or skin. Okay, once you're done, this one, you simply set it back in here. Okay, or place it into your container items to be disinfected, but before you do, you must remove the tip-piece. Put into your items to be disinfected. Sanitize your hands over gloves because you touch your items to be disinfected container. And now remove the cotton rounds, trash them. Okay, remove your gloves, trash. Remove your medical mask, trash. Remove your eyeglasses or your goggles. Okay, eyeglasses you don't have to remove it, your goggles. Okay, degreaser and goggles, items to be disinfected. Sanitize your hands and step back. That takes care of the particle microdermabrasion service. She's gonna give you 2 minutes to do the setup for the eyelashes. So of course you do sanitize your hands. You're gonna sanitize your hands too many times in there, a lot of times. So sanitize hands, and that's when you bring your service right here. I have another paper towel right here. Of course, if you want to use it, fine. If not, that's okay. Your eyelashes come in the trays. Just these are the eyelashes. Okay, you have your adhesive, an extra paper towel right here, and cotton round. You have tweezers, have a brush, have toothpicks, and scissors. This empty bag, trash. Okay. Now you do get the eyelashes out of it. Just remove the cover from the tray. Easy. This one goes into trash. Then get an eyelash at a time. It's okay to use the tweezers. It's okay to use your fingers. I'm going to use both, so that's okay. So get an eyelash at a time. Okay. And then use the brush to remove the debris. Put that over the trash bag. Then you need to size the eyelash, okay? You need to size the eyelash and then trim it. So I'm gonna size it and trim it, okay? Actually, I put it on the wrong side. Okay, so when you trim it, remember you need to even if you don't have to, at least pretend you're trimming a little bit, okay? So place it back in here, okay? And then continue doing the other one. Once you prepare both, then it's easy for you to apply them. So again, remove it. It's okay to use the brush to remove the debris. Brushes, this is the last time I'm going to use it, so I'm going to trash it. And then same thing. So apply it. Okay, so I'm going to remove a little bit on the trash. My my scissors back in here. Now once I have both eyelashes ready, I'm going to squeeze small amount of adhesive on my tray, same tray. Very small amount, because you don't need the adhesive to hold the eyelashes, because they are sticky already. So, but you need to show the steps. So I'm going to use our toothpick to apply it on the band. Apply it, okay, and then start doing the eyelash. Toothpick, it's okay to set it right there, and then start applying the eyelash. So again, right here, you need to do braids, okay? So make sure you do braids. So I'm going to apply it right here. Remember where I have my fingers, so you gotta do braids. So apply them. You want to help yourself using the tweezers, that's okay, but make sure you have control. Double braids, okay? So I'm okay now with one at least. Okay, now so you keep on with the second one. So get the glue and apply it. Apply it. Okay, toothpick, it's okay to apply it on top of your tray. And again, brace. Okay, so apply it. Nice, very nice. I'm going to use the tweezers here to press it down a little bit. Okay, and then that's it. Very good, very good. So you can see right here, kind of messed up right here on my makeup. So I'm going to just remove a little bit right here. And that looks very good. Still there like cotton ones. Then she's gonna see that you're done. Okay? The camera is far away, you cannot see the eyelashes, but they are well placed. My daughter looks good. Looks good. So at this time, they probably rush you to get out of there, because they need to, probably are tired, because they start with the people taking the exam in the morning, that's a long one, and then they walk with you. So to clean up here, you want to sanitize your hands.